Coming up next on The Spot. GDC is right down the street, and GameSpot has up-to-the-minute coverage of all the various game announcements, keynote addresses, award ceremonies, and hot trailer action. Also, Greg Kasavin will be taking on all challengers in Street Fighter Anniversary Collection via Xbox Live, and we'll walk you through a live demonstration of LEGO Star Wars. Plus, we'll learn how Ryan saved the day in the land of Azeroth, and 5 lucky winners will win autographed copies of Irrational Games' PC RPG, Freedom Force vs. the Third Reich. We're all the way live right here on The Spot. Here we are, welcome to On The Spot. I'm your host, Rich Gallup, and I gotta tell you, Ryan, this week for everyone in this office has been completely, totally out of sync.
That's proof right there.
Crazy. That's total proof right there. Basically, we got a whole bunch of great stuff coming up on the show today. We got all kinds of GDC madness. We have Nintendo keynote addresses, Microsoft keynote addresses. We have a Zelda trailer. We have Greg playing Street Fighter 2. We have a live demo of LEGO Star Wars. We're giving away 5 autographed copies of Freedom Force versus the Third Reich. We got all kinds of stuff going on today, Ryan, and I'm excited. How are you feeling?
Dude, I can't tell you how excited I am. Like, one of the reasons that folks at home might not know how crazy it is, I think you kind of mentioned some of that stuff in there. GDC is not only in town, but it's like literally like 2 blocks up the street. Yeah. And so, like, between GDC being right up the street and all the other fun stuff we got going on, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. This is actually a jam-packed show. We got all kinds of good stuff.
We're just going to get the show burned through as quickly as we can because we're only in the middle of GDC right now, right, Greg?
Yeah, that's right. One more day.
One more day, all kinds of stuff. Now, Ryan,
yes, sir.
You put together a nice little video package for us so far. What is GDC?
GDC, you know, is basically the Game Developers Conference. The Game Developers Conference, of course, is basically an E3 for game developers, of course. So for game developers...
Although not anymore.
yeah, really. I mean, the cool thing is basically like, you know, they've got all this stuff jam-packed in there. So if you're a game developer and you want to make a game, you're going to go to GDC, you're going to see people trying to sell you tools that are going to help you make a game. So whether it's stuff that's basically canned AI, whether it's like trees, you'll see in the clip that we'll show later on. You know, it's like, you need some trees, there's a guy at GDC who's going to sell you some virtual trees to put in your game. They do all kinds of stuff like that, of course. A lot of it's workshops, people get together. I saw one of the little workshops they had going on was from Clover Studios, of course, the people that worked on Beautiful Joe, Steel Battalion. They were talking about making a game that is a little unorthodox, like Beautiful Joe and Steel Battalion, and how to make that fly, of course, you know. So there's all kinds of stuff happening over there. They do, it's a little bit more lax than the game conferences we're usually used to. So, but yeah, the neat thing about it is it really gives you kind of a direct connection with a lot of the developers without publishers being, you know, in the middle, basically. So we get a chance to talk to people like we had this past week, Nolan Bushnell, of course. We got to talk to a few other guys. We even got to hear from the voice of Mario. You know, there's just a whole lot of people that are people that we don't necessarily get to see all the time, and we get to spend some quality time at GDC with them.
It's also a great place for game developers to, like, get a job.
Yeah. Yes.
I have a whole lot of friends who are just getting started in the industry, and they're already psyched for GDC because they can show up there with a resume and say, oh, wait, you are the guys that made my favorite game. I want to work on it, right?
I think there's definitely a lot of recruiting that goes on. I think, like, BioWare historically has kind of a big sort of pagoda thing where people just kind of file in and drop their resumes off and hope they can move to Alberta and hopefully get there safely when they fly.
The one interesting thing that I'd like to add about GDC that's kind of different this year so much, or a little bit more that we've seen. I guess it's kind of been a tradition. Every year GDC gets a little bit more press friendly.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it because at some level I feel guilty about it. It's like we go there and we show up and we cover all this stuff, and so then, you know, the subsequent year there's more stuff for us to cover, and suddenly, like, it's no longer Game Developers Conference, it's like pre-E3. And, you know, I hope the spirit of GDC survives, and we're showing up because there's stuff for us to cover. We're not trying to kind of mess with the spirit that the show started with.
Definitely walking around the show floor, I gotta admit, E3, it's a little natural to just push through the crowd. GDC, I was a little nervous walking around all these people because I know these are the ones making the games and they're all there to do business, and I didn't really want to... Oh, Ryan, are these trees?
There's the trees. Look at the speed tree. You need some trees in your game? These guys will hook you up.
So that's their specialty, to make trees?
They hook you up. And there's the stuff like this. You walk around and there's like people demoing this new technologies that people can use for games. Like, I don't know whether this is you point a camera at a guy and then you make a game character do it. I don't think that's exactly what it is, but they make it sure seem like it's that easy. And then look at some microsystems. That's one of the other things at GDC. E3, of course, you get a lot of booth babes and all that.
Is that virtual beer?
Oh no, that's straight up real beer. GDC is all about real beer and real food is all I can tell.
Hey, Expression College for the Arts, we know them.
Yeah, they're there. They're talking about the school. You can go learn how to make video games, of course. And then, yeah, one of the neat things I saw was these guys, these iBeta quality assurance people. You know, if you're a small company, you probably don't have a huge beta team, but there's people like this that'll totally have a beta team ready and waiting for you.
We will play your game for money.
And we'll tell you we'll tell you where the bugs are. So there's all kinds of weird stuff at GDC that you just don't see anywhere else. And you know, where else are you going to see a big cool banner that says latency kills? I mean, I know that, but I mean, does anybody, you know, it's like, that's the kind of crazy stuff you see there.
One thing that's also nice about GDC, it's well lit.
Yes.
As compared to E3, you're walking around, you'll be able to recognize people, you'll be able to talk to them. There's not music playing all over the place.
Nice and not nearly as loud as E3. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Now, Ryan, if we could,
yes, sir.
Before we move on to the rest of GDC madness,
yes, sir.
You wanted to talk about last week on the show.
Oh, that's right, yes.
You saved World of Warcraft recently.
I did save World of Warcraft.
How did you do it?
I can't take all the credit. There were some folks at Blizzard. George,
right, all right. So you facilitated it
yes.
somehow.
No, actually, there was an interesting thing that happened last week. And for those of you watching that are World of Warcraft fans out there, you probably saw some of the stuff mentioned in the World of Warcraft forums right before the show came on. And it was funny because then there were, like, the forums, not to get way off the target, the forums people were watching the show and said, "Oh, he's not saying nothing yet. He's not saying anything." So
now you're saying it.
Yeah, now I'm saying it. And what happened was basically just real quick. There was a thing that happened. Basically, they banned some people. A lot of people. Actually, I have no idea what the number is, but they banned some folks. We started getting mail. Of course, we gave World of Warcraft our Game of the Year, and people were kind of sending us a note. And there's Paul right there. He's actually one of the guys that helped out. Helped fix the whole problem. What happened was, it was real simple. Basically, they banned a bunch of people kind of automatedly, and we're going to review those accounts. What happened was a bunch of people obviously were like, oh, my World of Warcraft, what am I going to do? So they sent notes to us after trying to contact customer service. Mm-hmm. Long story short, they did find out there were some accounts that were wrongfully banned. Mm-hmm. And the reason why we had Paul on the clip that you just saw right there, who is from these, you remember PlanetSide Devil Dogs. But anyways, Paul and his roommate actually was one of the people that got banned. I know that guy, and so like when he came to me after saying, "Oh, I've been trying to talk to these guys, and they totally banned me," and I'm kind of, you know, what do I do? And he kind of threw his hands up in the air and said, "Please help." I realized that there was probably a number of people that might have had something similar. So thankfully, the folks at Blizzard, we contacted them, started talking to them. They had some people look at the logs, and they figured out there was a weird anomaly, a little third-party action mixed in with like the right place, right time. A lot of those people got, you know, kicked out of there and banned for a little bit. But the cool thing about Blizzard is, you know, they're comping people that time. So if there was 2 or 3 days that you missed, if you haven't already got an email, then they're sending it out now. So just wanted to make that note since last week we meant to mention it, but it was right before the show. We didn't have enough information, so we actually ended up at the last second not saying anything.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's nice work. I'm sure everyone appreciates it.
Yeah.
Good work.
So,
now, shall we get back to GDC?
Yes, sir.
All right, GameSpot Complete members, as always, the show won't be the same without you, so use the form located at the bottom of the page. Send us your questions. We'll read them live on the show. It'll be a whole lot of fun. Also, stay tuned for your chance to play against our own Greg in Street Fighter Anniversary Collection for the Xbox via Xbox Live. Look for the username GameSpotting. That is GameSpot T-I-N-G at the end. Very good?
That's awesome.
Cool. Ryan, where were you yesterday?
Yesterday, I was at GDC. Specifically in the morning, I was at the Microsoft keynote address.
Oh, what was that?
You know, I could tell you all about it, but I think we got a really good package that does a good job of telling you all about it. So we're just going to go ahead and kick it to the keynote.
If we compare the next generation hardware with the old generation hardware, the difference is monumental.
We're kind of breeding a generation that is used to controlling media and feeling like media is this clay that they should be able to kind of manipulate and play with.
The technology is constantly evolving. It's never going to stop evolving. And as it evolves, it opens up new doors.
This here is the user interface that will give players access to the world, self-expression, through things like music, the online marketplace, and their friends and online community. At the top, we have the concept of a gamer card. This is where the player gets to put their imprint. And you can see some of the same information that was available on my gamer card. It's where they get to express themselves to the larger community. But before we take on this challenge, let's look at a couple of other new concepts. In this expanded version, we see some other interesting ranking information on top of the hometown and that kind of thing. I look at this, I think of this as sort of the gamer's baseball card. It's a new concept, but it's a little bit, it's about who they are combined with what they've accomplished. Music and custom soundtracks are one of the most popular features done a lot of research on this. One of the top features that users cite as a reason they love their Xbox. But there's a disappointment factor as well, and that is it's not in every game. So in the next generation user interface, on the next generation Xbox, in all games. So here's a way that we put the gamer in the center of the action, allow them to customize their experience, and we're bringing in a new partner. Now musicians get to brand their part of the experience in this new connected world. That guide, that user interface is really the gateway, a consistent gateway for our consumers, our broad consumers, to access these new next generation services that we've been talking about. And it doesn't just stop at the things that we've shown. But by creating that standard interface and a standard way to interact, we really have the opportunity to take the HD era to all new places.
So yeah, that was the Microsoft keynote. Some business there. You know, it's kind of interesting, don't you think?
It definitely is. I mean, the fact that that system is going to be here within the next year is still really crazy. Everyone's been saying, but it's just going to be a real interesting year with that thing coming
I can't
out.
wait to hit E3 and see exactly what happens. It's gonna be interesting. I'm sorry. What's
You know it's going to get here much sooner than you wanted to as well.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah, totally. But
Keep pushing for harder. Should we take some questions?
we should totally take some questions.
All right, cool. Al Weasel from Minnesota wants to know, are we going to get ripped off now that it seems that every little unlockable and extra will now cost money with this microtransaction?
I mean, that's a pretty cynical way of looking at it.
Right.
I have to say, it's not going to be that bad. I mean, people will pay for what they want. I think Microsoft has sort of dabbled in some of this stuff up till this point. I mean, like a handful of games have had their pay-for-download content packs, and I have no idea how well those things sold. I assume that they haven't been, extremely successful or anything. It seems, I don't know, it seems like a promising business model, I guess. If you could get like a really cool level and a first-person shooter for $1, it's worth paying for. So.
To me, it kind of seems, actually, if I'm going to compare it to anything in gaming, I'd compare it to maybe getting a mobile game put on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Because it's a cost, it's like below $5,
right.
And it seems really minimal, and you don't realize that you're doing it, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of them could add up on your phone bill.
It's also like collectible card games or something. Just one more little booster pack or whatever, and suddenly, you're out thousands of dollars because you've bought so many unlockable upgrades or something, outfits for your characters.
Exactly.
For me, it's like, I equate it, like, here's a real good example for me. If it's going to do something for my game and my game experience that's, like, directly impactful on my gameplay, case in point, Fight Night Round 2. Like, I'll be honest, like, with customization in a lot of games in the past, like, even Fight Night 2004, it's like you had the trunk stuff, your glove stuff, it's like different color stuff, whatever. It doesn't really affect your gameplay. I'm sorry, that kind of customization, not interested. Stuff, the same exact thing, Fight Night Round 2, though, they totally add to your stamina, they totally add to your cutability. So right there, it's like, for me, I fool around with that customization because obviously it's going to affect how I play in the game. So for me, the question comes down to if it's an aesthetic thing. If it's just totally aesthetic, I'm not going to pay the money. That's just me. I don't do that kind of stuff. If it's going to enhance my game, like, then it's going to be like, well, how much you want? And so for me, I'm interested in it. I just want to see how it turns out. We'll have to wait and see.
It's definitely a double-edged sword, though, because they're not going to be wanting to play a game online where, like, how well you do is just a factor of how much money you've dumped into it. We've all seen how that. Yeah, I mean, people have tried stuff like that. I invite them to give it a shot, but we're still going to review the stuff that comes out of the box. So they had better make that kind of core value proposition pretty strong. That's all I'm saying.
And if games are going to cost $70, like they've said, all of a sudden you get 10 little things. It's an $80 game.
$1 unlockables.
Totally.
Buy a Game Boy instead of that.
Or what if they take it a step further, where it's instead of the 10 cents or the $1 we're talking about for items for a game, what if it's levels 1 through 5 of Doom 4, that's, $25, and then 2 weeks later you get levels, 5 to, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's more incremental.
Episodic stuff?
Yeah, totally.
I'm all in favor of that.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready.
That'll help people, not blow through their games in one day, like everyone buying Halo 2 and like, oh, I'm done.
And if I could tap into Xbox Live and hit a couple buttons and start playing something that I don't have in front of me, it'll save me a trip to the, the video store, because I have to go rent something or...
All right, let's take one more question,
Yes, sir.
and then we'll move on. Alex Pickett in Boston, Massachusetts. How will we play HD games when less than 1% of people have an HD TV?
That's a good question.
They're referring to like 480p, right? It's
so like
not an expert.
I'm not
It's
either.
Go ahead.
What I'll say is, like, I don't expect this thing's going to come out. So, like, right now, I think it's going to work. I mean, I don't know for sure, but the way I understand it from what I've talked, to these guys, they're going to have this thing and it's going to be HD enabled, right? Similar to the Xbox that we have now. So you don't need an HD TV right off the bat to play it. But I think the difference is going to be where Xbox and or specifically Microsoft was pushing developers like, you should totally make HD games, but kind of left it at that. I think the difference this time is, we're making HD games. And so I think you'll still have a choice to play it on regular TV, but I think, so.
Maybe they'll just have a few thousand more press conferences where they'll give away 1,000 HD TVs. I don't know if you guys heard about this. GameSpot policy, or our CNET policy, obviously all of our editors refuse these, but at the press event, Microsoft gave a, was it 23-inch HD monitor?
They actually were handing them out at the time. It was Samsung, a little deal they did.
Right.
And they had this little Forza Motorsports demo thing that, like, it was 3 cars, a blue, black, and yellow, and everybody that walked into the thing got a badge, and, like, there was different colors for the badges, and no one knew exactly what it was until at the end of the press conference, they're like, yo, 23-inch Samsung, here you go. And everybody was cheering blue, red, you know. But,
I had no idea Microsoft had so much money.
All right, you guys want to play some Street Fighter 2 real quick?
I'd love to play some Street Fighter 2.
I know it's been sitting here. Grab your controllers. How about it? We'll get some Street Fighter 2 out of the way.
And now, so for folks at home?
Folks at home, we're going to let Ryan and Greg throw down right now. But if you want to play against Greg after this match, hop on Xbox Live and look for the Xbox Live tag Game Spotting, just like the editorial feature. Now, Greg, would you tell us about Anniversary Collection, please?
Yeah, it's got kind of 2 games in one, or even more. It's got one game called Hyper Street Fighter 2: The Anniversary Edition, and then it's also got Street Fighter 3: Third Strike. Third Strike is kind of this underrated game. It's actually a pretty solid fighting game. And then the other one, the one that we're about to play here, is the one that's based on Street Fighter 2, one of the greatest games of all time, probably my single favorite game of all time. It's not letting me go into.
Let me help you out. See,
there you go.
Cool. And this one, lets you play as kind of any of the versions of any of the Street Fighter 2 related characters, and basically have at it. And the sure sign of a classic game is when the gameplay doesn't go out of style. So even though this stuff here is about almost 15 years old now, it still holds up real well, and we could probably.
Play this stuff all day. I remember last week during the Tekken match. All right, Ryan, you are Ken.
Yes, sir.
Greg, you're Sagat.
That's right.
Nice.
Are we doing any button configs?
No, you just fight. You just play.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. You just get right into it. Button configs.
What?
Now, in the forums recently, a lot of kids got upset at Ryan for claiming to be the Tekken 3 World Champion. You're going to make any such claims now that you just beat Greg in
I'll go to Street Fighter.
Man, it's 1 round.
it's just 1 round. It's just 1 round.
That's right.
So, that's trouble. It's like I could hear him having some trouble over there with his.
I still use the big Xbox controller.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I had known that, I would have grabbed you.
It's all right. This one's probably better for it, but.
Fierce competitors on the battlefield.
Greg's doing good this round. He's playing smart.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to use any moves because stupid. Yeah.
You don't like the controller. Oh no! Reversal attack.
That's trouble.
1,000 points.
Rounds.
All right. So once we get this out of the way, I'm gonna put 5 on Ryan. Right? No, I'm putting 5 on Greg.
Just so people know, the last actual tournament me and you were in was probably like CES 10 years ago.
I don't know if it was just the first E3. It was like the Tekken game.
Yeah, that's right. It was Tekken. Was it Tekken 1 or 2?
It was Tekken. It was straight up Tekken 1 for the PlayStation.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
No. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, you would have killed me.
Oh, I would have got you, man. Should let me go do my button config.
Whatever button config. You don't need it. Who's good?
Dude, where am I?
All right.
Oh, dude. All right. That was a good match. Ryan, you redeemed yourself a little bit. You can pay Greg after the show. You can pay Greg after the show. Now, yesterday was the Microsoft keynote address, correct?
That is correct.
Today
was some big business.
Big business. Ryan, what happened today?
So Microsoft yesterday talking about HD and the future of the HD living room. Today was Nintendo talking about the here and now and a little bit about the future. They actually said a little bit more about the revolution than I think anybody expected. But we actually have a whole package ready to go, so I'm not even going to talk about it. You'll hear us come in a little bit, but let's go ahead and take a look at the clip.
On the screen above us, you see Will Bill's car. I hope trading mine, right, Bill? Okay, let's start. I'm Mario. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Nice play.
Let me give you one example of what we are working on. Internally, we are developing Animal Crossing Wi-Fi. We chose this property for a couple of reasons. First, it is one of those non-game games I mentioned, a form of entertainment that really doesn't have a winner or even a real conclusion. And because of its unrestrained pace of action, it avoids wireless latency issues. Before, you could take Animal Crossing to a different village. Now, with Wi-Fi, you can take it around the world. So, we feel that our form of free and easy wireless play helps move our industry in a new direction.
So yeah, this thing right here is Nintendogs. And as I'm talking to this over this, it's like you can see what's happening. Basically, it's a live. This is the shot that they had from the press conference. They basically showed the game, and you can see as he's playing through it, he's got the little virtual dog on there, and he's using the stylus, and he can do all kinds of stuff like pet him and get a little virtual ball, and there he goes. He throws it across the room, and the dog goes and gets it. And like this was actually kind of interesting because they had Mario Kart DS right there, and obviously you can see how much fun that is with 8 people racing around a track, jacking each other. With the dog one, it was kind of funny because everybody, the dog was first of all really lovable and cute. You couldn't really get around how awesome he was. And it's funny because when it first came on, I think everybody in the room was kind of like, what are they doing? Nintendogs? What is this all about? But then as it started going, there he is, he's cleaning the dog with the stylus. As it started going, people were just way into it and we're clapping and cheering when he'd get the dog to do something. And one of the cool things is it's not only the stylus interaction that you have with Nintendogs, it's also voice. So he was actually whistling into the microphone, saying, Chopper, here he comes. And then they had another game that they showed.
One other software project we are calling Electroplankton. That sounds different. Electroplankton. And it looks different too. The idea here is that creativity should not just belong to the developer, but to the player as well.
So this is Electroplankton. Another really interesting game. There's Bill, and this is what the demo they showed, and it was kind of interesting because it's what you'll see as I talk through what he's doing. He had these fishes, right? And it was kind of like this music game. So what he's doing right here is he's speaking into the microphone. So you hear in a second what he recorded. And so what he does is he touches the next fish and he'll record something else. And he does it 4 times basically, and each time he records it, it adds into the loop. There he goes, he's recording his voice again.
Electroplankton.
So there you go. So he's got the 2 elements, now he's going to add a 3rd element. And it's kind of like this little live little music mixer thing. There he is speaking into the microphone again.
Electroplankton.
And he does one more that actually is really good, so we'll let him record it and then we'll listen to it.
Electroplankton. Electroplankton.
So it was a lot of fun, and this is something else that people really got way into. They just showed this for half a second, and it was this really neat thing. And they talked a bit afterwards about how people, when they first saw it, were kind of like, "What's this all about? Where's my score? How does it work?" But they were like, "No, it's just this cool thing. We think it's neat." Here's another aspect to it. They had a little Mario remix action for the fans out there. And basically, you just went around and kind of changed the melody. And once again, it wasn't anything about scores or anything like that. It was just about having the ability to do it and try it. After this is when they started rolling into the Revolution stuff. And I'll be quiet and let Mr. Iwata kind of explain what's happening with the state of the Revolution as we're about to see it.
You may remember from E3 last year that we explained that DS had 2 meanings: dual screen and developer's system. And Nintendo Revolution is a developer's system too. With IBM, we are creating Revolution's core processor, which we have codenamed Broadway, because Broadway is the capital of live entertainment. With ATI, we are developing the graphics chipset codenamed Hollywood, because Hollywood is the capital of movie entertainment. With Revolution, we are determined to create the new capital of interactive entertainment. Now, a couple of specifics. First, contrary to much speculation, I can announce today that Revolution will be backward compatible. The best of the Nintendo GameCube library will still be enjoyed by players years from now. Second, as I said earlier, we intended to incorporate wireless technology in all we do. Therefore, Nintendo Revolution will be Wi-Fi enabled, built into every system. Thank you. And third, even though the game experience enjoyed by players will be far different on Revolution, developing for it will be familiar. It will not require a steep new learning curve. In this way, just like Nintendo DS, it's a place where the best idea, not the biggest budget, will win.
And we are back. Ready for some questions?
Yes, sir. Actually, before
All right, fine, go ahead, yeah.
Before we go to that,
Yeah.
Greg is just starting to get up. He's starting to get up to speed over here.
Yeah.
It's like he's whipping people left and right now.
I don't know, man. Now you're going to jinx me.
Sorry. But yeah, what kind of questions?
Yeah, why'd you have to go to him right then? That was terrible time on your part, right? All right, first question.
Yes,
Taylor Migner, Boxborough, Massachusetts. He's a regular. Will the full keynote speech by Mr. Iwata be available on GameSpot soon?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. Our little machines are running behind the scenes right now, getting it all going. But yeah, it's like the full 55 or whatever minutes of it. You'll have it. Just keep checking the site. You'll see it soon.
We're huge in Massachusetts today, by the way. Taps in Worcester wants to know, I heard that the DS will offer free Wi-Fi over the net. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. But the one thing I want to clarify that people often mistake is they misunderstand that Wi-Fi, is basically just a network connection that allows you to wirelessly connect to the internet. So you'll still need, your DSL modem in your house, or your cable modem, and then you'll need a wireless access point, which is this thing that plugs into your business and allows you to connect wirelessly instead of plugging an Ethernet cable in. So yes, though.
Cool.
Yes.
We have a whole lot of questions here about some game called Zelda.
Oh, that thing. That's right. That was the one
that's
thing.
right. Yeah, that's right. Earlier today, you saw it here, probably first, I'm going to say, right here on GameSpot. It was the brand new trailer for The Legend of Zelda, I guess is the working title still. They haven't told us what it is. And in case you haven't seen it, check it out. I gotta tell you, That looks pretty nice.
Yes.
Yes. I
Yes.
can't wait for that game.
No, and the neat thing was when they played it at the press conference today, it was actually the first thing that they showed. It was like they came into it, like 10 minutes of talking about, working at Nintendo for Iwata and all, HAL and all this other stuff, and then like about 10, 12 minutes into it, they were just like, yo, check this out, by the way. And it was like, and it was cool because it wasn't like, he actually said the words, I think it was like, showing is more powerful than telling, so, and like he walked away and it was like this like brief like 2-second period when I think everybody was like, did he mean, and then like it started to do the transition and it got dark and it came up and everybody was like, oh my god, and started clapping. It was awesome. It was cool.
I remember at E3, they didn't tell you, no one knew that a trailer was coming. This one was kind of leaked and they ended the press conference with it. And it's just, and they didn't even tell you what the game was at first. This is the sweep across the countryside. The little man on the horse comes out.
That was a great trailer.
It was a great trailer.
Yeah, that does look like a really neat game.
Daniel Stark from Stockholm. He says, I believe that he wants to know, Zelda the Wind Waker's theme was wind. I believe from the sources we have that new Zelda will be some sort of evil. What do you guys think at GameSpot think it'll be?
Have you thought about it?
Not really. Is it boars? Is it ham?
Is it animals? I mean,
Stealing cats?
Exactly. That shot. My favorite shot is actually when he picked up the cat out of the cave and ran away. The other cat followed him. I have no idea what's up with that.
It begs many questions.
It does. And the shot of the ghost, I think, would be my second favorite shot. Those are both pretty good.
I think they're going to keep it. I think there will be some kind of theme or something like that. But so we'll have to wait and see. But I think it'll be at its core Zelda. Be what you love.
It should be a good game.
Yeah,
although I was a big fan of the Wind Waker's look. I thought the cell was really nice.
It was a nice change.
It was like playing a cartoon for me.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Oh well. Anyway, so let's get some more questions before we move on.
Okay.
Redmond, another regular in West Covina, California. What are your thoughts on Nintendo announcing that Animal Crossing for the DS will be online? Greg.
That's pretty cool. I just want that game to come out. I frankly don't care that much if it's online or off. Actually, I've been saying since I played the original one that one of my favorite things about Animal Crossing was that like the people in it didn't suck, like because it wasn't online.
Right.
Like they were really interesting and really like funny and clever and smart. And meanwhile, I was playing The Sims online. And like everyone was a moron, so and that's because they were. I don't. You hear what I'm saying, man? I mean, Animal Crossing had a cool community aspect, but I hope that like the online aspect isn't the focus. I hope that really like well-written, cute, cool characters are still kind of at the heart of. I can't believe he just got.
I'll save for that. But
awesome. So out of shape.
Just keep practicing. You'll be fine.
You were doing really good by talking. When you're talking.
To chime in on the question,
know what I'm saying.
I came into Animal Crossing very late in the game, and I really liked it. I played it every day for a month, and I kind of got a little tired of it. But what I did like about it was that it had the potential to be a game that I could draw my girlfriend into gaming with.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was fun. She really liked it. And what really drew out of it was like the writing notes part of it. It's extremely tedious and extremely necessary at the same time. And
so it'd be neat on the DS to use the stylus,
send threatening letters to people across the country.
Exactly. Maybe the DS with the stylus will make notes a whole lot, more fun. It'll be a lot faster. Exactly. Help me out. Cool. Nice.
So what else we got?
This is more like it. That's better.
It's business.
Yes.
All right. Well, Greg's getting warmed up on that.
Yes, sir.
All right. GDC at the convention center was not the only. It's not the only place things are going on right now. All over San Francisco, there are developers and hotels hosting us for interviews. And,
according to the mayor, right? It's the city of gaming, right?
It's the Hollywood of gaming.
Hollywood of gaming.
Gavin Newsom himself says San Francisco is the Hollywood of gaming, and he knows his stuff.
Yes.
So. Right next door to the convention center is the Sony Metreon, and if you're not familiar with that, if you're not from San Francisco or been to San Francisco, the Sony Metreon is pretty much a Sony mini mall, I guess would be the best way to put it.
They got a PlayStation store in there.
There's a store just dedicated to the PlayStation. There's a store just dedicated to Sony Electronics. There's a gigantic IMAX theater. It's really nice. And a new addition to the Metreon is the Walk of Game, and our man Homer put together a nice piece all about it, so let's check it out.
Tuesday night at the Metreon in San Francisco, 6 stars were inducted into the inaugural class of the Walk of Game.
It is through their inspiration that has given way to the creation of Walk of Game, a landmark for gamers worldwide.
The Walk of Game honored the icons and pioneers of the video game industry with Halo, Link, Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, And Lifetime Achievement honors were granted to Shigeru Miyamoto, creator of Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong, and Nolan Bushnell, co-founder of Atari and Pong. Highlights of the show included Sega's announcement of a new game, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Nolan Bushnell's acceptance speech.
Thank you very much for this honor. It's always fun to be walked on wherever you can be. We have a powerful technology here. Where's it absent? It's absent in our schools. And it's not our fault. It's the school's fault. We have a major crisis in education in America, in the world. And the problem is the unwillingness to adopt this powerful technology into the educational establishment. So I would encourage us all to look at the educational challenges and apply some of our powerful technology to this critical problem. And that's my soapbox. Thank you very much for the honor.
On hand for the unveiling of the Walk of Game was San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom.
I'm proud to recognize today, I never thought I'd do this, the Walk of Game Day in the city and county of San Francisco. Congratulations. Hi, this is Gavin Newsom, Mayor of the city and county of San Francisco, and you're watching GameSpot Live.
As well as the voice of Mario himself, Charles Martinet.
Hello, it's me, Mario. Woohoo! You're watching GameSpot Live. My favorite. Ha ha! When are they gonna make a Wario star? Have a rotten day.
For game fans around the world, the Walk of Game is now open to be enjoyed by the public at the Sony Metreon in San Francisco.
Very cool. The Walk of
awesome.
Game. It's a nice gesture. You know, it's the little things like that just help bolster the gaming industry, I would say.
Yeah, totally. It was neat to see the turnout and how they put it all on, and hearing Nolan talk like that was awesome. It's really cool.
I think of the Wario guy and the Mario guy.
Isn't that crazy?
It's kind of it's kind of weird.
I think he has some kind of Gollum conversation sometime in the studio.
Exactly. I feel like we broke something.
Yeah,
like, showing him.
No, that guy was great. That guy deserves to be on camera.
Yeah, no,
All the great
totally.
stuff he's done.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's super cool.
That's really cool. And Gavin Newsom, I guess he's cool too.
Yeah, totally.
Sure, he can come. We should have him on the show sometime. Gavin, I know you're out there. Come stop by. He'll have you on the show. It'll be a lot of fun. And you can play something like Lego Star Wars.
Ooh.
Ryan, pick up your controller.
Fantastic.
Now, we debuted the trailer on the show a few weeks ago, correct?
Yes, sir.
And now we're actually going to be playing the game. I am Qui-Gon, even though I wanted to be young Obi-Wan. And there you go. You're making the chairs dance.
I'm making the chairs dance.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
You do that. Anyways, let's go beat up some robots.
I was watching a little bit of Train Spotting last night, and it's hard to kind of see Ewan McGregor. Anyway, I won't say more.
Now, the way we're playing the game right now is that anytime you see a little halo appear above these robots like this, that means we can use the force power on them.
Like all these switches and stuff.
And you just hit the circle button, and force stuff happens like that. Look, I'm picking up the ball. I love how this stuff gets put together.
Yeah, it's cool. Like,
It is really like I'm playing with Legos right now.
Now, the neat thing that we're actually going through, as anyone that's seen episode 1 and knows the first part of that movie, knows that we are actually playing episode 1. How many episodes are included in Lego Star Wars?
Believe it or not, Ryan, I believe there are 3 episodes included. 1, 2, and 3.
I guess that would make sense.
I think that's how it goes. We can't go in there. We're not a droid, dude. We gotta go this way.
I'm gonna bust out my lightsaber.
Yeah, we'll roll down here. What? Do something.
Force power you. Oh, look at that! I get my business on with this lightsaber. Now we got a chance to throw this game on a little bit before the show started, and they had to pry us off of it.
They did. You go beat up people. You go control that robot.
This guy.
While I find questions about this game, you go up to him and you hit triangle, and you will take control of him.
All right.
And then you will go up to that spot right there, and you will hit circle, and you will open the door.
Okay.
It's all good. Scott Brown in Lindenhurst, New York, wants to know, what are some of the gameplay modes of the 2-player mode in Lego Star Wars? Is there a co-op mode? Yes.
Looks like there is.
Right, go open that door for us, will you?
Yeah, sure.
You're controlling this poor C-3PO clone.
Yeah, so this guy, does he? Oh no, he makes it out of episode 1, huh? Because the robots just look at him.
It's not the real C-3PO, but
I know. He's a white guy.
I like you pull stuff off there and it makes a new thing.
Should I switch back to my?
Yes, you should. Forget the robot. Let's go get some action on. Nick Ciani in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, wants to know. Oh, we just went turn back to me. Is that my bad?
I don't know.
I'll blame you.
All right, I'm gonna follow. I'm just gonna stay as the droid. Whatever.
You can stay as the droid.
like
That's
he lost
cool.
an arm. I'm just gonna use him as fodder. Let me get in there. Let me. Oh.
All right, we'll go down here.
I'm sorry.
He wants to know, Nick from Fort Lauderdale, he's asking, battle droids. Are there any ships like the X-Wing, for example, in LEGO Star Wars? The answer is yes.
Really?
We can't tell you too much because obviously we're limited to what we know now, but we do know, Justin himself told me there are ships you get to fly around that LEGO spaceship in
Do you see my cool droid now hopping on one leg?
Oh, Jesus. Watch this droid right here.
This game is going to be rated M, by the way.
Look at my poor guy. He's barely making it. Let me get him blasted. Let me bring him up.
All right, you know what? I'm sick of you being this guy. I'm going to take you down.
I'm going to take on...
Oh, I'm deflecting. Sure. I just
there we go.
Did I just die?
The funny... he
came back as a droid?
There we go. Now, I'm
his limbs.
back.
All right, good. He lost his shield finally. This game's so much fun. I'd say it's the most fun I've ever had in a Star Wars game of recent note. And now we are
You probably haven't played, what's it called? Republic Commando.
I've not yet.
Yeah.
And my friend Jesse's going to kill me for that because he did the music for it. But that game looks all kinds of fun.
So, LEGO Star Wars, when's it coming out?
It is coming out, I believe, is March 29th, I think?
Oh, wow.
It is this month, that much I know. And it's coming out, I believe, on the PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 2.
So not to get ahead of ourselves here, but obviously we
Maybe
can't...
the GameCube? I'm not sure.
It's like, I'd like to show more of it some other time.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure once I bet they'll let us show some Episode 3 stuff once we get closer to when the movie comes out. If we ask real nice.
All right, maybe we'll have to try to do that.
We'll try to do that.
There's some questions in here. You already hit up most of them, are the ones I think.
About LEGO Star Wars?
Yes, sir.
Does it involve... Oh, by the way, Justin told me I had to do this. Stand still.
Okay. Oh. No, wait.
Oh, no. Obi-Wan. You never made it out of Episode 1. I just ruined the entire fiction of Star Wars right there by killing Obi-Wan.
You wrote it yourself, man.
I did.
Changed
That's good.
history.
Also, I'll let you know that was a story mode we were playing right there. There's also a free play where I think you just run through and beat up everyone.
No.
Now the story mode I assume follows the action. Like you remember the way Episode 1 starts. Obi-Wan and
the ship, and then they got to go.
Qui-Gon, and the ship blows up, and your ship that delivers you blows up. We skipped over the cutscene, so we get right to the gameplay, but it's pretty funny.
And the funny thing is, right there in the gameplay, we actually had the bit where they jump out of that little air shaft thing.
Yeah.
That looks kind of cheesy in the movie, but
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, we'll let Greg get back to his Street Fighter, but...
Good, fine.
Last night, I went to an event. Ryan, you were not the only one that got to go around in GDC, and I was at the awards show.
Really?
They gave away, the Independent Games Festival gave away their 7th annual ceremony to give away awards acknowledging some of the best independent games out there, as well as the GDC Game Developers Choice Awards.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot of fun, and we put together a little video about it, so check it out. Last night at the Moscone Center, thousands of people gathered to witness the 2005 Game Developers Choice Awards, presented by the International Game Developers Association, or IGDA, and the award ceremony for the 7th Annual Independent Games Festival. The IGF presented 6 awards each to finalists in 2 categories, Open and Web/Downloadable. The award for Innovation in Audio went to Veggie Games' Steer Madness and Everett.com's Global Defense Network. The Innovation in Visual Art Award went to The Behemoth for Alien Hominid and Reflexive Entertainment's Wick and the Fable of Souls. The Behemoth also won the award for Technical Excellence and the Audience Award as selected by you, the GameSpot user. The Web/Downloadable Audience Award went to N. Other winners included Large Animal Games Rocket Bowl and Protothea developer Digital Builders, who took home the Cartoon Network Project Goldmaster Award. Both winners of the Seamus McNally Grand Prize, named for the late president of Longbow Digital Arts, were also the winners of the Innovation in Game Design Award. Reflexive Entertainment's Wick and the Fable of Souls took home both prizes in the web category, and Chronic Logic snagged a pair for their game Gish in the open category. One member of Chronic Logic also had the best acceptance speech of the night.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, I'd like to take the opportunity to propose to my girlfriend, Danielle. Danielle, will you marry me?
Next came the IGDA's Game Developers Choice Awards, which gave out 13 prizes in fields ranging from innovation to writing to character design to technology. Fan favorite Katamari Damacy won awards for innovation and game design, and World of Warcraft won the Visual Arts Award. Halo 2 took home the Crystal for its impressive audio, and Crytek was recognized as the best new studio. Other innovation awards went to Donkey Konga and I Love Bees. Special awards were presented as well, and Sherry Grander-Ray won the Community Contribution Award for her advocacy of women's interest in game development. The team at Blast 3 won the Maverick Award for their interactive media. Richard Bartle won the first Penguin Award for creating multi-user dungeons, or MUDs. And the Lifetime Achievement Award was given to Eugene Jarvis, creator of such arcade classics as Defender and Smash TV.
My good friend Mark Chamel of NBA Jam and Ballers and also Smash TV tells me this story. He was at a cocktail party in 1980, and there was this young kid there by the name of Bill Gates. Bill was recruiting programmers for this new startup called Microsoft. And, you know, Mark refused the job, and he told Bill, "Man, you're nuts to be doing operating systems. Everybody knows video games is where it's at." Well, 2 decades later, with Xbox and now Xbox 2, Bill Gates finally gets it.
The big winner of the night, however, was Valve Software and their PC shooter Half-Life 2. They won the awards for character design, technology, writing, and overall best game.
So awards like these are sort of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, I think it's a recognition for all the work that went into it, and I also think they're a little bit of a message that you guys better not f*** up your next one because we're all going to be watching. The person who really contributed a great deal more than I did to the success of Half-Life 2 and is also going to make sure we don't f*** up the next one is Jay Stelly.
Just want to thank everybody. The fact that we can get an award like this for going to work at a place like Valve and working on a game like Half-Life 2 is I mean, it's completely unnecessary. It's, you know, we're all there taking our jobs really seriously, doing what we love, and even though it took years of our lives to make this one, I would say that we love nearly every minute of it. So, thanks.
The awards were a lot of fun. There was a crowd of a good 2,000 people. That guy asking his girlfriend to marry him.
That was awesome.
That was great.
It's a cool game too. Gish.
Gish is a great
worth
game.
a download.
And N was the Audience Choice Award as well, voted by you, the viewers, which is nice. As was Alien Hominid. I got to talk to the guys who made Alien Hominid. I was
from Behemoth?
I was like, oh, dude, we totally debuted your game on our show. And they're like, oh, dude, we watched it.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool. So, and they said their next game is going to be 10 times better.
Oh.
No pressure.
Wow. But, 10 times is a lot.
Exactly. I think that'd be a GameSpot score of like 87, I think, or 83. But
It's true. Dude, those awards look great. It looks super fun.
it was a lot of fun. I'm going to be honest with you. Like most award shows, they ran a little long.
Mm-hmm.
They said the whole thing was going to be about an hour to an hour and a half. It ended up being about 2.5 hours.
Nice.
The IGF awards were only half an hour. And I think that was partly because all the guys who won those awards were really cool and just went up to the mic and just said thanks and walked by. There's another good acceptance speech where the guy said, like, I dedicate this award to the people who got stuck watching this simulcast in the other rooms because there wasn't room for you in here.
Oh.
There was a dude in a gorilla suit. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Here, Gabe up there talking. That was great. Gabe Newell from
Valve. Yeah, Half-Life 2 won all kinds of awards.
He's been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was nice to see the guys from Katamari Damacy win some awards.
Yeah, that's good.
Every time they said Katamari Damacy, they were nominated for so many awards. Crowd blew up.
Really?
That was obviously the crowd favorite that game.
That's cool.
But deservedly so.
Right on. Nice cut, dude. That looked great.
It was fun. And I'll put up that show. I'm not going to put up the whole show, but I'll put up that segment so people can download it soon.
Right on. Cool.
Very cool. Should we hit some questions?
We should totally hit some questions.
Totally hit some questions. Bring them on.
I've got one question. Is a little bit. This comes from Chris from Clearwater, Florida. Kind of asking and talking about what we were talking about before. He wants to know levels are one thing, but buying car upgrades or better equipment for your characters in competitive games will require those who want to compete to buy these upgrades, won't it?
You know, again, it's like it'll require them to buy upgrades if the game is bad. Any good game is not going to force you to. Well, you know, I mean, look at something like Magic: The Gathering. Theoretically, you know, Microsoft can try to come up with some like insidious game where, you know, the more money you put in, the more competitive you are. But I think people are smart, and you know, if they're not getting value for their money, then they're not going to pay for it. And it's really nothing to be concerned about right now. It's something that, if anything, as Ryan suggested, it has some cool potential for them to, do some interesting stuff.
We'll see what they do. Developers are smart folks, as we learned from GDC, and it'll be interesting to see what they come up with this. Josh Taylor, Mesquite, Texas. Will Xbox One and Xbox 2 Xbox Livers, say that 3 times fast, be able to play together?
I'll go out on a limb. I'll say if there's, I guess we don't know for sure, right?
Right.
But, I guess conceivably, if it's actually backwards compatible,
right,
that would mean that the games that you have on your Xbox now would run on that thing.
Right.
And if that's the case, more than likely, yeah, the internet would work the same too, right? So, yeah, I would say yes. If it's backward compatible, I will go out on a limb and say yes, you will be able to play.
Sure. That's not. Yeah, sounds
good.
Like a bit.
Sounds
cool.
feasible, plausible.
You got another question, Ron?
I do actually. Jeremy Yerby, he wants to ask. He comes from Trustville, Alabama. He wants to know.
He's one of our moderators.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those guys are always writing us.
Do you think the new focus on handhelds will steal some thunder from the next gen console launch?
I think by that time, hardly anything is going to be able to steal the thunder from those consoles. I mean, the PSP is obviously a big deal.
2 weeks away, right?
Yeah, but look at all the hubbub just at GDC over these systems. I mean, I think when push comes to shove and real information comes out and people see what those things are, they're going to be the talk of the town. So
great. Sam from Michigan wants to know, did Epic mention when they're going to release the Unreal 3 demo videos shown at this year's GDC?
My understanding is Epic mentioned that they will not be releasing any video. It's quite smart of them, it seems, because they just want you to hear people talking about how insanely amazing it all looked, and then you'll see it. I haven't actually seen it, but our guys who are very focused on PC gaming, they saw that and they came away looking like they'd seen some sort of revelation. They're like, dude, remember the first time you saw Doom 3 or whatever? They're saying like it's even more impressive than that. So I haven't seen it myself yet, so it's hard for me to judge. But
the one thing I'll say is stay tuned. We're always shucking and jiving out there for you. We're always trying to bring you the latest, so be sure to keep checking back. Hopefully we'll get some.
Who knows?
Good verbs.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's good work. All right, should we take one more question and then we'll move on to giving out some loot?
There's actually one question I got here.
All right, we'll do 2 more questions.
Okay,
Go
cool.
ahead.
This comes from Nathan in Alberta. He wants to. This is something we didn't mention on, and that's actually why I want to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
You think the addition of guns into the Sonic series, which by the way was announced, right? A new Sonic game shadow.
Yeah.
Sonic series is just an attempt to make Sonic more edgy and cool, much like the addition of blood and gore into the Prince of Persia series.
I think that's a valid question.
Yeah.
That I haven't thought of it that way yet, but now that you mention it, that sounds yeah.
That, along with the fact that they got Mario, you got Wario. At some point, you need an evil Sonic, right? I guess you have the robot.
Well, he's been around, so we'll see.
I gotta be honest though, that Shadow of the Hedgehog trailer, as intriguing as it is, the other trailer that we got that night, Spartan Total Warrior.
Oh yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Well,
go check it right now.
Actually,
awesome.
that is some insane news, by the way, that Sega bought Creative Assembly.
That is some business.
I haven't even put all my thoughts together about that yet. But yeah, I mean, Rome Total War, one of the biggest PC games last year, and now no more of that for a little while. They're going to be making a console game now. It's interesting, whatever. I play games on all platforms, and normally I don't have a problem with that kind of stuff. But it's just weird for a developer that has been so heavily into PC gaming to make the switch and basically to effectively leave a gulf where they used to exist. So we'll see what happens. I mean,
you played yourself some Capcom Shadow of Rome, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Shadow of Rome, like me and Rome and like dudes with swords, all good right now. So bring them on. I need more.
Oh, you like Shadow of Rome?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yes.
What I found intriguing, actually, the most interesting about that trailer is at the end, the logo they showed, it didn't say Spartan Total Warrior, it just said Total Warrior.
Yeah.
Because they reused the Total War logo. They've made several Total War games. So.
Total Warrior.
Exactly. So are they going to make more than one Total Warrior game?
Is that thing supposed to be like some kind of like dog tag thing or something, or am I crazy?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be, or
I think,
is it just?
I don't know.
All right.
I think so.
Cool. Now, do you have any more questions?
I think you got some stuff to give away, don't you?
I got tons of stuff to give away.
Let's do it.
I have a question right here that's going to take us great. It's going to smooth. Good.
Oh, okay.
I already ruined the transition by pre-announcing like this. Nikolaj, a.k.a. the chairman in Denmark. Hello, I'm a huge comic book fan, but not the biggest strategy guy or RPG guy. Is Freedom Force worth buying if you're a big comic fan?
Yes, that is probably the best money that you could spend on games right now if you're a big comic fan.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's just a really, really cool game. But if you're into comics, especially, I mean, you'll love it. It's just got so much character and such a good story, and it's just a lot of fun to play.
We have some footage of the game right now, actually, if you guys want to roll that for us. Well, Greg, you just reviewed the game,
Yeah.
and it was the sequel to just Freedom Force.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the game?
It's basically this action RPG. It plays kind of like games like Baldur's Gate, but simpler, or even like a real-time strategy game. It basically harks back to sort of the Silver Age and now also the Golden Age of comics. So, you know, the old Jack Kirby stuff and Stan Lee and all that. And I think the really interesting thing about Freedom Force is that, like, at first I think everyone's impression was that Freedom Force was just going to be this parody. It's like, oh, har har, you know, poking fun at this stuff. But it's not that at all. It's very, very sincere. It's totally an homage. You could tell that the people who made this game are just huge comic book fans themselves, and I think they really capture the spirit of what was great about that stuff. And I mean, the thing I've been saying is, I frankly like the characters in Freedom Force better than the characters that they're based on. I mean, Spider-Man and all that's cool, but give me my Man-Bot, give me my mentor. Those guys are awesome. They're great.
Reading through your review, it seemed like the characters were the strongest part of the game, and I found myself flipping through the screenshots actually just to see the little sentences on the bottom as each character is highlighted, so you learn more about the El Diablo.
Yeah, the dialogue is just great, and the voice actors just really deliver a spot-on performance. I mean, there's just very little kind of irony to it, even though it has this cheesy sort of look to it. It definitely just captures the spirit of what that stuff was all about, and you know why it's so popular even to this day. I mean, people are still into, you know, Spider-Man, Superman, all that stuff with good reason.
Well, so should we give away some copies of it?
I say we should.
The fine people of Video Games and Irrational Games have hooked us up with 5 autographed copies by the developer. Greg, can you come up with a trivia question for us?
Oh,
on the spot?
Yes.
If you would.
Let's see.
While you think about it, as you know, the traditional prize entering procedure here at On the Spot is, if you're a GameSpot Complete member, using the form below, putting your name, putting your full mailing address, and when Greg asks the question, put the answer down in the big box, and we'll get it. And if you're one of the first 5 people to get it right with your correct mailing address, we'll send you a copy of Freedom Force versus the Third Reich. Is that enough time?
So, yes,
right,
absolutely.
cool.
So, wait for just one question, right?
Yes, just one question.
Right. This refers back to the original Freedom Force. Which character would say, before punching someone in the face, "I'm sorry, I have to do this"?
That's a good question.
That is a great. I'm sorry, I have to do this. All right, if you know the answer, fill it out. If you're one of the first 5 people, you won yourself an autographed copy of Freedom Force versus Third Reich, courtesy of the fine people of Video Games and Irrational Games.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Speaking of winners,
yes, sir.
Last week we gave out some prizes as well.
It's like some Tekken 5.
We got 3 copies of Tekken 5, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know. The trivia question was, who's Jin's mom?
All right.
Jin's mom is June.
June Kasavin.
Yeah, there you go. And we had like 300 people get it right, I think. But the first 3 people to get it right were Cody Malden of Louisiana, James Johnson of Massachusetts, and Bob Claflin of Arizona. Congratulations. You won yourselves a copy of Tekken 5. And if yours is not in the cellophane, that means we used yours on the show, and you can brag to everyone about that, which would be great. And we also gave away some great I Am Not a Geek and 100% Geek T-shirts that I brought back from the Intel convention.
Very nice.
And the winner of that is Jim Whitsack of Ontario.
That's some good
Congratulations.
business.
Do we have any good GDC stuff to give away?
I don't have any GDC swag. When I go back there, I will look around and see if I can't get you something. Maybe some Sun Microsystem little beer mugs or something.
I've got some Walk of Game magnets right here.
Oh, those are cool.
These are pretty cool, huh? They've got the little. Is that supposed to be the Intellivision guy or?
He looks like it. Kind
he does a little. Yeah, I got 3 magnets right here. He'll give away. We got some T-shirts and stuff. Give us an entertaining answer to Greg's question, and if your answer entertains us the most, we'll send you a whole bunch of GDC stuff.
Entertaining answer.
Yeah, entertaining answer. Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Before we go.
Yes.
Tell us who's going to be here next week.
David Jaffe.
Who's that?
David Jaffe. Wow. For folks that don't know, David Jaffe is the man. He's totally the man. He's the guy that brought us Twisted Metal. He's the guy that brought us Twisted Metal 2. He's the guy that's been working on God of War, the game that he said is his game of a lifetime, basically. The game that he's always wanted to make. And I can tell you, the last time I saw him, he sat me down in a room for like about 2 hours and went through the game like on this like super crazy like setting that allowed him to float through walls and basically show me as many cool things in the game as possible. And like, let me tell you, I wish I could show you all that stuff right now because, damn, that game looks awesome.
He's going to be here on the show.
He's going to be here on the show.
And he's going to bring the game with him.
He's going to bring the game with him?
That's right.
So next week, if you guys have any questions for the God of War stuff, start sending them in right now. I think we should open that one up to onthespot at GameSpot.com.
All right, fine. We'll open that one up now.
All right, onthespot at GameSpot.com. Anybody wants to know what David Joffe's thinking or crazy stuff with God of War, send it on our way.
I believe the game comes out March 22nd, actually.
And speaking of March 22nd, that's 2 days away from what?
The PSP coming out.
That's right. So what are we going to be doing at about 11:30 on the 23rd?
We're going to be live at the aforementioned Metreon, bringing you the countdown to the PSPs coming out. We're going to be waiting in line. We're going to be getting developers on camera. We're going to be playing PSPs.
Some giveaway
So
stuff.
come on down to Metreon, hang out with us. It'll be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
I think that's a show, though.
I think that is a show. I wanted to tell everyone, actually, in the God of War vein, stay tuned to the site. When David Joffe's here, we will be unveiling this fantastic piece of God of War art.
Oh, that's right.
That will be given away on a drawing on the site, so keep an eye out for that. And 3,000 people will win demos of the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and when you win the demo of the game, you're automatically entered to win the piece of art, and we'll announce the winner for that on March 24th. So come back next week. Greg, thanks for coming by.
Sure.
You played some wicked Street Fighter 2 today. You ran up against some good guys. You ran up against some guys that you had a problem with.
Yeah, the previous guy I played was real good.
That's why we didn't put him on camera.
Yeah.
But thank Ryan.
Did you get that on camera?
I'd like to thank Greg Mueller, who made a quick game run for us. Without the show would not have been possible today. I'd like to thank the people at IDOS for letting us play Lego Star Wars.
The folks at the GDC for putting on a good show. Microsoft, Nintendo, having a lot of good stuff for us.
All kinds of great stuff. But the GDC coverage just don't stop.
That's right.
Nope. So stay tuned. GameSpot, go to the flat page. There's going to be all kinds of interviews, previews, more interviews, all kinds of great coverage, game announcements, trailers. Come looking for it. It's a great time for all the crew. Thanks a lot, fellas. We'll catch you next time right here with David Joffe on the spot.